And we just wrapped up Leap into Live. So hey crew, welcome. I know that it's been such an amazing and an exciting week because I've seen all of your comments. In fact, if you were at Leap into Live, or if you're still catching up on all the replays, go ahead and let me know what were your key takeaways from the event. I was telling our guest today, I was saying, you know what? Every time there is an event, every time we do Leap into Live, I'm always inspired and excited to do something new and to just really apply all the different things that I learned. Diana Gladney crushed it. Ian Anderson Gray showed me new ways to repurpose content and descript and speedify, like, oh my gosh, so many of you were all about speedify and all the different things that you could do with it. So I'm super duper excited about that. Speaking of which, I want to let you in on what we are covering for today. So how many of you are a part of Zoom meetings? I know I am. Right? Every other day, every so often, probably some of you are in Zoom meetings all day, every day. Not only that though, but here's a question for you. Are you tired of scheduling boring Zoom meetings or stale presentations for your business? Because if so, then this episode is for you. We're going to be talking about Prezi Video and how you can create interactive content to engage your audience and really make them feel like they're right there in the room with you. And I'm really excited about this because during the event for Leap into Live, we actually saw some of our speakers put Prezi to the test and really make it an engaging. And for those of you that were like, hey, Steph, I really want to check that out, check out Jeff C's presentation because he did a fantastic job engaging the audience and really using all the different features that Prezi Video had to offer. And so shout out to Prezi for being a sponsor for this year's Leap into Live Streaming Bootcamp. I'm so excited that you are here. So for those of you that are just tuning in, oh, here you are. Yeah. Hi, friends. Hi, friends. Yeah. Go ahead and let us know where you're tuning in from, what were your key takeaways, and all the different things. This Facebook user saying, I'm in many Zooms and WebEx calls. Yeah. I feel you. So we're going to learn about how to make our presentations even much more exciting. And not only that though, because you could use Ecamm Virtual Camera into these video conferencing platforms, this is going to be really fun to play around with. So having said that, let me tell you a little bit about today's guest. We have Naba Ahmed, and her experience before she actually even joined the Prezi team was she worked in a newsroom and at multiple tech companies. Which has honestly given her a unique perspective on, what did we talk about at Leap? We talked about storytelling. And because of that, that's allowed her to create and curate content that compels and engages people. And it's because of this dedication to creating compelling content that has really led to her role as Associate Content Editor at Prezi, a virtual collaboration solution for hybrid work. And as the first hire on Prezi's editorial team, she's definitely been focused on supporting a business audience. She works closely with hint influencers and thought leaders to create, record, and live stream Prezi video content to over 100 million registered users. I'm telling you, friends, this is one episode that you definitely want to tune into. And so having said that, Naba, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me, Stephanie. I really appreciate that introduction, and it was so nice working with people and seeing everyone who used Prezi Video at Leap into Live.
Yeah, it was so cool. I'm like, wait, that's Prezi? Oh, what? That was cool. And the way that the things moved, it was so exciting. And so before we actually go on, crew, I actually want to show you what Prezi Video is. So Naba, how about we go ahead and show them a little bit about what Prezi is? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right,
let's
go
excited.
for it. Wow, I love that. I see. I'm wearing long sleeves, so you can't see, but I totally had goosebumps. My goodness, friends, that was a ton of fun. It was. In fact, I actually noticed Vanessa Van Edwards, which I was like, I love her. And anytime Vanessa Van Edwards is talking about all the different nerdy things, I definitely want to go ahead and highlight that as well. And so, having said that, Naba, how are you?
Yeah, doing well. And I love working with Vanessa. I picked up so many tips from her about just like how to be more confident on video. So, yeah, definitely all the influencers you saw in there, I learned so much from them.
Yeah, I love her book, Captivate. You know, when it really talks about brain hacks and all the different things, it's something that I definitely share a lot with clients. And so when you pair that up with Prezi, I could just imagine how much more engaging those types of presentations are. So that's exciting. And
Yeah,
so and so you have construction outside and I have trash day. So that
yeah, we're trying our best here, but audio, like, let me know if it's too much.
No, you're good. You're good. I want to give a shout out to this viewer. It says Prezi and Ecam work great. Big fan. Yeah. In fact, because you said fan, it triggered in my brain. One of my good friends, Brian Fanzo, is a really huge fan of Prezi. In fact, if I remember correctly, I think he was the first one to use Prezi at Leap Into Live last year.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe he mentioned that. Brian does so much work with Prezi Video, and I feel like he's definitely like gone beyond what you even thought was possible. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's amazing to see what he does because
He
then I
pushes
learn
the
from it as
envelope.
well. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely. He definitely pushes the envelope. Shout out to Carlos Phoenix for being here in the crew. Really appreciate you. So now a question for you is how can Prezi Video be used to create more engaging, interactive virtual presentations and meetings? And I know you have like a quick demo for us, so do you want me to switch the
Yes.
screen now?
Let me pull it up real quickly and then I will let you do that. But
Okay.
while I'm pulling it up, Prezi Video, like as you saw it allows you to bring your content right alongside you. So that's what helps it make it more engaging and interactive because you're not just sharing your screen again, it's right next to you while you're doing it. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give it a second to just load up here
No,
and
you're
then
good.
I'll tell you when to share my screen. But
Yeah.
yeah, so as you saw, like you could, in those videos, you were able to like point out it. We also have it where you can add animations in. So, if you do want to put arrows or circles around things, you can do that. So it does feel more interactive and like you're almost like annotating the presentation as you go. Yeah, yeah. So just like that fun stuff, because screen sharing slides is just so boring. And now when people see that, they kind of just like turn themselves off. They're like, okay, like another boring presentation. Like let's just get through this meeting. But Prezi Video
Ah,
just allows you to have like it all your content right alongside you. Exactly. It lets you be an interactive presenter. What a great comment there. So okay, Steph, now I
ready?
have it pulled up.
All right.
So you can see alongside me. So yeah,
Oh,
these are
look.
you actually may recognize some of
I'm
these
gonna.
people up here.
Oh, okay. I
We
don't want to
have
cover
Brian.
Brian, but hey, Brian, how
Yeah.
you doing, Brian? What's up, friend? It's been a
So
while.
yeah, looks like you're just having a chat with
Can
him.
I cover this guy? Sorry, friend. I'm gonna
Yeah,
cover you.
that's okay. He also was in the video we just saw. So he's one of our Prezi educators, and
Oh,
he does
okay.
great work. You can see that that's such a cool video that he created. We have Jessica Chen here, who did a great video about like quick tips for video presence and how to be more engaging and confident. We have up in the corner, it's a little bit cut up, but
Oh no, you're
Brian
good. Here.
Chu, he's a LinkedIn data scientist, and so he really has shown us like how we can do different graphs, and you'll see it's like slightly transparent. So he's able to like touch along all the
Yeah.
different data points as he goes through. We have Salesforce's Tiffany Bova here, who did a great webinar on the future of sales. So just with these examples, you can see that there are so many different ways that you can use Prezi Video. You can use it for charts. You can use it for just images, quick bullets. Like you can put this together so easily, or you can spend a lot of time and you can make it look like something really amazing.
Got it. Love it. And shout out to this Facebook user who's saying, would love to see more how-tos on Prezi and Ecamm, which PS, by the way, she's totally doing this with
Yes.
Ecamm Virtual Cam into this. So for those of you, whether you're hosting your own show like I am right now, My guest can use Ecamm Virtual Cam and incorporate Prezi into it. So when she's doing her presentation, it's much more engaging. And again, this helps you, crew, stand out from the rest of it. But yes, I absolutely agree. Let's create. Note for Caleb, note for my moderator, Katie. Let's make more Ecamm and Prezi tutorials because there are so many of us that are doing remote live video production and all the different things. And so, for those of you that are just tuning in, for those of you that are just tuning in, we're talking about Prezi videos. So, this is, you have it all set up so that it shows different speakers, and it looks like you were able to. Did you maneuver something? Like, what did you do? That was like
I
so
can, so what's also nice about this, some of them are a little small. So if I did want to click into it and like show it a little
Oh, hey,
zoomed in, I can do that. So you can see all the individual details. So there's still that option where then I can easily just click back out and then I'm back again. So it still maintains that engagement and I feel that connection with my audience, but they can also still see the content that I'm presenting. So this right here is just like a collection of all the different types of presentations that are possible. But if I were to do like an actual presentation, so like in this case, this is generally how I would do my demo. So it's like, here's how to get started with Prezi Video. And when I click into each of these, it shows like all the different ways you can use it and actually get into the product. And so this is generally how you would see most of the presentations. It would be to one side of you, or even with Tiffany Bova, we saw she had the two people on both sides. So it just allows you, like, the screen is your landscape. You're able to manipulate it how you want to showcase your content in the best way possible.
love it. Yeah, see, absolutely more tutorials. And so, how are you switching from one slide to the other? Because I mean, so many of us are all about Stream Deck and all the things. Are you
Right.
using like the keyboard keys? Is that how you're moving from one slide to the other?
Yeah, yeah. So right now, and just I guess to back up a little bit, I'm using the Prezi Video desktop app. And so that is what
Oh,
allows me to connect into Ecamm and to go live so that I can present this all to you right now. And then within the desktop app, I do have the option I can use my mouse to click, or I can just use my arrow keys to go ahead. But I can see all my slides. So if I wanted to click around and go to like a different part of the presentation, so I'm just going to, like, if I were to go live, I could either click right here, like click the go live, um, I guess, button, and it will like take me into it. Or I have like a sidebar where I could just immediately go back and to record a video because that's where I want to be.
I'm like, okay, I'm so stunned. Usually, like, I'm the one that's like talking all the time, but I'm like, I'm looking at this, I'm like, wow, the possibilities.
Yeah,
That's amazing. And yeah, shout out to Eric who's saying Prezi and Ecamm, a beautiful combination, a new creative idea.
agreed.
Absolutely. Ecamm fam, you're so talented in the sense that think of how you can incorporate this. Think of how you can brand this. Actually, I didn't ask you about that. Can you brand this in certain ways, or are you tied to a template?
Yeah, you can do basically whatever you want with Prezi. So right now you'll see I kind of have Prezi's colors, but I have Prezi Video at the bottom corner right here. But that can be swapped out to include your logo. You can change all the colors. You can change all the fonts so that it can be very fitting for you as an individual. We also do have Teams licenses, which allows you to make it even more branded and add even more, like, you can have more customization in that sense. So yeah, you can make Prezi however you want it to be, which is the benefit of it.
Yeah, and so speaking of which, then, what are some creative ideas that you've seen? You know, Jessica Chen, Vanessa Van Edwards, Brian Fanzo, the whole entire crew. I mean, they're great at storytelling, but what about like your average person where it's like, well, how do I battle video conference fatigue? Are there certain elements that you've seen your clients or your customers use in a creative way?
Yeah, great question. And so actually I'm going to click into like quick record. So you did bring up how we can do like customization, which is awesome, but we do have some very quick templates, which I think a lot of our users use really well because it basically just allows them to have like a little bit of customization, but also still a really impactful and engaging presentation that they can make within 5 minutes. So it's super easy to do. You'll see here we have one of our influencers, Robert Kienzle, and this template, all he had to do really was add an image and put in text. And then, you can make as many slides as you want. But I think in terms of like the creative ways people use it, it's how they incorporate the images, it's how they incorporate the GIFs, the stickers, and they personalize it to make it their own. So I think that even though we have all these templates, it's really easy for these influencers or just, anyone who's trying out Prezi Video to personalize it. And that's what makes them really stand out.
Yeah, and I think one of the things too that I was watching Matt do when he was at Leap Into Live, because I had to dip into the Prezi booth because I wanted to learn, and he was even showing like, even if you're not doing a Zoom call or a conference, let's say you're a remote live video producer, Prezi Video can really act as your cloud-based lower third graphics. And you could have like the little things where it says like breaking news and all the different things. And I was like, oh, that's so clever, right?
Yeah.
Because even this morning, I was like, oh, hey, we just did 4 days of the conference. I gotta make an overlay. And I was like, if I could do this in Prezi, then that would be amazing. So very, very
Yeah.
cool. Very cool.
Yeah, and like I was saying before, like that technically that breaking news and just having like some sort of lower third would be like a quick record template. So all you would need to do is just open up the app, make sure it's connected to this, and then type in your name and you're good.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
And so here's the other question. So David Arriaga is asking this, and I'll read it for you. He's saying, will it work with Keynote? And so, David, I guess the question is, are you trying to import a Keynote into Prezi? So that's question number one. Because my understanding is that Prezi and Keynote are two separate things, right? You would basically have to rebuild your Keynote into Prezi, or is that different?
Yeah. So I have two answers for this. So right now, Prezi, you can directly import a PowerPoint or a Google Slides. So you'll see like right here, I have this video, but essentially that's what it would look like if you were to import a PowerPoint. And then you would click through the slides as is. So what you could do is with Keynote, you could just import it as a PowerPoint so that you could, or export it as a PowerPoint and then import it into Prezi Video so you could use it that way. Or another alternative is to use Prezi Present, which is what a lot of people may typically know Prezi as. It's what I am using to create the Prezi video, but we've typically seen it taking over our entire screen. So you would kind of just need to adapt your Keynote into Prezi Present, and then you would import it into here, and then you'd be able to use it as is.
That's so cool. I love that. And shout out to Chocolate Twist Yoga, who's saying Prezi is the bomb.com. I used it in my former life as a fourth grade
Oh, I
teacher.
love
So,
that.
I mean, obviously you're doing yoga now, but look at you. You were already on the jump. You were already doing creative things. So appreciate that so much for you sharing that with us. Now, but another question for you then would be, what are some of the best ways or strategies for incorporating asynchronous communications?
Yeah, so the really nice thing about Prezi Video is that I am using it to go live, but you also can use it to record. And so, like in the name of the quick record, you can take any of these presentations and in the Prezi Video desktop app, you can record it. And so this really helps, if you want to send over an agenda, but maybe you have a lot more to talk about and you don't want to write it all out. So you can do a quick 2-minute video and just easily send that over your team to your team through Slack, email, whatever communications tool you're using. You can also
Yeah.
use it. I've done it for presentations before, and we have some little tools like you can pause. So if you ever just need a break when you're recording, you can stop between sections. We have presenter notes, which makes it really easy as someone who hasn't had to memorize something in a while. So it's really great because, yeah, you can easily record things and then just send them along. So if it is a longer update or even some sort of like big company update, this makes it really exciting because you could share like whatever the product feature is or something alongside you. And it's way more engaging than just a written post with like a picture.
Okay, so I love when you said that the quick record functionality will record on Prezi. Because for those of us, right, for those of us that are hosting virtual events, those of us that are hosting guests and things of that sort, right? What's nice about Ecamm, which I think we all love about Ecamm, is the fact that when people are asking questions, we could always put it on the screen. And then when it goes out and it's broadcasted, it actually has those comments on there. But if you are a presenter and you just wanted like a clean recording where it's just you that was speaking without the comments, I could still have Prezi record that, right? So then I could have two versions of the same recording, one with comments showing and one that doesn't, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
essentially.
that's brilliant. So all of my repurposing folks, yeah. See, Chocolate Toast Yoga is like, whoa, 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 whoa. Screen record is now included in Prezi. Yeah, I'm learning things too, right? That's exciting. Good, good, good,
Yeah,
good, good, good.
and actually, now that you brought that up, we have a couple other features that I want to share, and I'm gonna just turn this off so that I can pull it up. But when you were showing how you could bring like all the comments onto the screen,
Yeah.
Prezi does have a feature like that as well. So my camera may flash just a little bit while I'm changing
No, you're
this.
good. While you do
Um,
that, let me know when you're ready and then I'll switch the
okay,
screen
yeah.
for you.
So like, let's
And while you do
let's see
that,
where to
for
go.
those of you that are just joining in, we're talking about how to make your Zoom meetings, your video conferencing calls, even much more engaging by leveraging Prezi Video. For those of you that were a part of Leap Until Live, we got to see some of our amazing, talented presenters incorporate Prezi to make their presentations really engaging. And so Naba over here is showing us all the cool things that you can do. So you ready for this?
Yeah, you can pull it back up. So this was what I did essentially is I just went into the Prezi Video desktop app and then I just opened up a new presentation. And so I didn't even pick a template or anything. All I did was just add in a GIF. So this is essentially what you can do during meetings to have on-screen responses. So you can still interact and share items with them. So like kind of what we were sharing with the chat and the comments that came in, but I can also just say like, add text here as well. And so it allows you to have some nonverbal responses within your meetings. So you can still have like that engagement, but okay, maybe this sticker is a little a lot right now, so I'm gonna turn that one off. But it still allows you to maintain that engagement and like respond to people. So maybe Stephanie like will make a great point. So I can just be like, okay, nice, like agreed, or like +1. So you kind of have that. It's not the same as seeing the comments, but you can still like have that interaction. So say you didn't want to interrupt someone as well. It's also great to be able to use that.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Hold up. This is actually a really good question. This is from Chocolate Twist Yoga. See, I know you're like geeking out as much as I am. So she's saying, so wait, this could be used for IG Reels then, right? And I was like, I didn't even think about that. Is
I
that
didn't even think
possible?
about
Can
that
you?
either, but
Yeah. Can you then make an Instagram reel that just shows like, hey, I have these products and services, or next live stream is going to happen at this time, and then it just shows the different overlays. So now you're not even having to mess around with like fancy video editing. You're using Prezi
yeah,
Video for that.
that's true. Yeah, as long as you just record it in the app and then you export it, um, then you can just upload it to Instagram Reels and that's it.
Oh, that's fun because then so let's say for the next Leap into Live, I could be like, and these are a couple of our speakers, and I could just be like, boom, 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 boom. Does Prezi Video, does it record in different dimensions? So you know how Instagram Reels has its own dimensions. Am I allowed
Right.
to do that or no?
So right now, you can export it to optimize it for social media, but I don't believe that it will fit the like dimensions of Instagram Reels precisely. So you may need to do a little bit of scooting, like get a little closer to your content, and then you might have to use another like video editing tool in order to make sure that it fits.
Got it. Cool. So here's a question from one of our viewers, and the question is, what happens with corporate events where confidential is of high importance? Is this taken into consideration? I guess the question is like, whenever we have to do quarterly earnings reports and things like that, it's all confidential. And so when we're thinking about privacy and security, is that taken into account into the Prezi platform because we're putting in like, hey, this is what our 5-year strategy is and so on?
Right. Right, great question. And so with everything you put on Prezi, you have the option to make it private or public. So if you do have anything that's like high security risk or it is like internal communications that you don't want other people seeing, you can save all your presentations and make sure they appear as private. Also, everything that you do in the Prezi Video desktop app. So once you finish, say you were to record, once you finish recording, you have the option to upload it to your account, which
Mm-hmm.
I typically always do, because you can still upload it as private, but then you also have a link. So in case you do want to share it with your colleagues, and that way you wouldn't need to send them the whole MP4. It's just easier to send them the link. And you also can just download it directly from the Prezi Video desktop app as an MP4. You'll still have that option if you upload it as well. Or if you upload it to your account, you can also download it from there. So that's why I typically always say that. But, if it's ever something, maybe you're just like doing a test video and you want to send it to a friend and you're just sending them the MP4, you can just download it like that.
Yeah, I'm still stuck on the idea of these are our speakers and then showing like the different names that pop up. But one thing that we've been doing with our friends, especially during the whole like quarantine stuff, is we would all record videos when it was like our birthdays, and we were like, hey, and this person wants to, we would splice it up, but this would be kind of cool to just show like birthday greetings from your favorite folks.
Yeah. I have seen a few people do that. I remember I was doing like just kind of a random Prezi when I was first starting out. My friend got a new puppy. And so I just made like a little Prezi video on it because she had so many pictures and videos. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to play around with the tool and see how it feels. And so, yeah, you can do it for whatever.
I love it. I love it. And Chocolate Twist Yoga was like feature request. Yeah, for the whole Instagram Reels thing, or just the different formats of video.
Yes.
That's brilliant, because then I think it
Yeah,
takes
great note.
Prezi video from the 16:9, right? And now, because people do a lot of Instagram lives and all the different, and so having in those different formats, we also have a lot of content creators in the Ecamm fam that are doing YouTube shorts. So this is just kind of like another fun way. You're like engineering team, product team.
Yeah, I know.
I
I'm
have
like
some ideas for
noting this
you.
down for support.
I'm telling you, yeah, Ecamm fam, like they do all the fun things. Good. So having said that, if they wanted to learn more about Prezi Video, where's the best place for them to go ahead and check it out?
Yeah, so I think you had it on your screen earlier, but prezi.com/video is the best place where they can try it out. And then also, I want to share an offer for everyone. If you go to prezi.com/attendee upgrade, you can say that you saw a Prezi video used here, and we can give you 6 months free of an account upgrade. So you'll be able to have all the cool features that I talked about, like presenter notes, being able to record in HD, and downloading your MP4. So be sure to submit the form there, and then we'll make sure to get you upgraded.
Good. I love it. Can you say that one more time? Because I was like, I was
Yes.
looking at you and I was like,
Yeah.
wait a second, what?
So prezi.com
Okay.
slash attendee upgrade.
Love it.
Let's see.
Prezi.com/attendee upgrade. I was like, oh, wait, you have the thing. You could do the thing.
Yeah.
You could
Actually,
do
let
that
me.
cool thing.
So, oops.
Oh, that's actually fun. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ecamm fan, for dropping that in the comments. Yeah, that's funny too, because then when you're on somebody else's show as a guest, you could hop in there and you can, you could add your own overlay when you're dropping, like, hey, boom, right? Because, yeah, as you just saw me, I was like, oh, I need to make an overlay. And you're like, wait, hold up. I come with my own lower third cloud-based graphics. And I was like, that's cool. That's a flex right there.
Yeah.
I absolutely
so
love that.
again, last thing I just want to say, this is the prezi.com/attendee upgrade. And one more push for Prezi, I am screen sharing within Prezi. So that is also an option. So like I'm in the website itself. So when you guys get to this site, just fill out the form here after you've downloaded the desktop app, and that's how you'll get upgraded. And you'll see we have our quick start guide, which basically walks through all the different ways you can use Prezi Video. It has our video here again that you saw. So be sure to check the site out, and yeah, just try out Prezi Video. Let me know how it is. Feel free to reach out to me as well.
Yeah. Where's the best place for them to reach out to you? Would that be LinkedIn or just email? Like, what's your
Yeah,
go-to?
feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. If you have any other questions, any feedback for me, I'm happy to always hear it.
Love it. I love it. And hey, Ecamm fam, for those of you that are still interested in the replays from Leap into Live, make sure you head on over to ecamm.tv/replay, and you'll have access to all 40 plus sessions that we had, all the good stuff. We should be distributing access as early as next week, but for those of you that are still on Run the World, you could still go over there and watch some replays. But if you want replays for life, then you want to head on over to eCam.tv/replay. So having said that, now that this is okay, now I'm like, I've got another list of things to do. We were just geeking out, talking about all the different things that I learned from Leap into Live. And now I'm going to experiment with all my keynote presentations, import them into Prezi, and see how they look, because I think that's going to be a ton of fun. You know, one of the things that I love doing, especially for events when I'm speaking at them, is I always ask the event organizer, you know, what are your brand colors? What's your theme for it? So that way it's, you know, it's embedded within it too. And so I
Right.
just love that Prezi video can do that too. So thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me. This was great. And I'm really excited to help everyone else try out Prezi Video.
Absolutely. And so for those of you that are just tuning in, that are asking for more Ecamm and Prezi video tutorials, I'm telling you, we already have it in our notes. Someone probably already slacked it. We're going to do that. And for those of you that are joining late, here's one last peek at what Prezi can do, and then we'll end the show. Is that cool with you, Naba?
Sounds good.
All right, let's
Thanks.
do it.